Here are 50 facts about Brawlhalla you probably didn't know. If you learned something new, do me a favor and hit like. It'll take 2 seconds and help me out more than you realize. If you knew all 50 and want to tell me that you're better than me, feel free to do that too. Let's get into the facts. Ragnar in his natural form is said to be 90 feet tall, making him the tallest legend in the game. Core and Raymond are the only 2 legends in the game with no limbs. The LOL rip emote is the only emote that lasts 10 seconds no matter how long you hold it. Every other emote can be held for around a minute. The weapons with the highest win rate are Greatsword, Cannon, and Lance. Dusk made his orb while in prison. So that means that Dusk is actually black. Sir Roland's full name is actually Lord Sir Roland Somerset Montgomery, Duke of the Three Isles, Lord of Havershant, Slayer of the Bilious Dragon, Protector of the Elethians, Victor of the Siege of Alsberg, Haver of a Greatbeard, Defender of the Danes, Conqueror of Gilardia, Prince of the Glorious Summer of 14, Knight of the Order of the Exalted Lion, Honorary Abbot of Canterbury Cathedral, Champion of the City of Bath, Marshal of the Eastlands, Knight of the Crimson Buckle, Admiral of the Northern Seas, and apparently the list goes on. If you don't believe me, check out his lore page for yourself. Graugoch is the only crossover to cost 240 mammoth coins instead of 300 or more. However, it doesn't have any custom visuals on any of the SIGs. Red Raptor is a part of a team of 5 with the others being Blue Osprey, Silver Harrier, Golden Goshawk, and Black Buzzard. So he's basically the Power Ranger of Brawlhalla. Lin Fei is a well-renowned martial artist and teacher in the Brawlhalla universe. She taught Cassidy her Tornado, Azoth his Shrieking Skulls technique, and Sir Roland his Flaming Horse, to name a few. Sair, Down Light, Side Light, Neutral Light is a true combo on Cassidy. Miami Dome is home to Ada and Val. The Japanese writing on the sign actually just says ramen again. Ragnar has a crossover skin in Rivals of Ether, and Orion featured in a game called Mighty Quest. In the earliest versions of Brawlhalla, you could use any weapon with any character which had one unique signature each. Orion was called Volst, and Nash was called Thrulk in this version of the game. It is rumored that Volkov is actually Caspian's grandfather. The only characters that can have a level 10 stat are Thea, Sul, and Magyar, with Dex Stance being the only one without any legends with 10s. When a hammer is thrown, the hitbox is not actually spinning around like the animation. Bodvar's father is actually a bear, a real bear. His mother is a human Viking. I don't know, don't look at me. You figure it out. In early versions of the game, weapon pickups were completely random, meaning if you were Orion, you could theoretically play an entire game without picking up one spear. There is a new universal code for Acer Forged Bryn. Try it for yourself. The left platform on Blackguard Keep is actually being moved by Core. The game used to have 20 stat points instead of 22, and had special stances that increased 2 stats by 1 and decreased 2 other stats by 1. Zariel is neither a he nor a she. It is simply just a celestial being without gender. Ada, Baraza, Seven, and Val all share the same timeline. It is speculated that Sir Roland is Bryn's father. Diana's bot used to be called Daiborg. Imugi's real name is Bihui. Imugi is the name given to this creature in Korean mythology. The numbers on the Bragnarok East and Bragnarok South avatars are the number of times the devs were KO'd at PAX East and PAX South of 2017. Val officially released with only 2 skins instead of the usual 3. Thatch was actually the 8th legend to be released, but Scarlet and Sir Roland were both moved up the list. Koji's Steam card is the only one that isn't original splash art. It's actually a still image of him doing a sword side sig. In 2v2s, you deal 25% less damage to teammates. The pressure mine does not flash or glow on consoles. Once upon a time before wall slip, there were no consequences for camping on the wall for a full 8 minutes. When the B-Ballin emote was released, a separate animation was made for Raymond where he uses his body as the basketball. This is a reference to his idle animation in Rayman 2. Before patch 2.77, there were no dashes in the game. Instead, you could chain up to 3-speed dodges in a row. You could also throw your weapon up and chase dodge after. You can see why this couldn't stay in the game. And before patch 2.52, which introduced DI and reduced the hit stun on a ton of different moves, combos like these were completely true and inescapable. Azoth's bow down signature and axe side signature can both glide backwards. According to the Brawlhalla wiki, Loki's full name is Loki Assmouth. In Brawlhalla, Munin and Hugin are both female. However, the original ones in Norse mythology were brothers. Orion's bot used to be called Orbot, but it was later changed as it's now the name for Reno's default orb skin. Red Raptor's official art is a reference to the famous bike slide scene in Akira. 7 created Barraza's Diesel Heart. If you hover over Thea's character's select screen for too long, she'll start to lose her patience. As of recording, the current world record for longest combo is 205 hits by Josu. Azoth is Nyx's first repeat customer. Both Jala and Mirage killed him in their timelines. The agency, Office of Emergency Logistics, is the modern-day version of the Order of the Exalted Lion. The rogue agent mentioned in Barraza's lore is Ada, so the nanobots sent to destroy her were the cause of the apocalypse in 2150. Sentinel secretly gave Kor his hammer, so that Kor would fight for freedom and justice for all golems. Mirage knew Orion by a different name in her life before Valhalla. No more about this connection between them is ever revealed, sadly. And lastly, Mordix has a younger brother called Les Dex. So what did you think? Did you learn something new? Here's a bonus fact for all you nerds out there. Did you know if you subscribe, then mathematically I'll have one more subscriber? Crazy, I know.